We're studying, we're studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, entitled Brahma's Prayers for Creative Energy. We're on text 14, and it's June 20th, 2026. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should first offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, to Naranarayan Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Sarasvati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavat yutamash loke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 14. If you look at the big volume on the bottom shelf, no, yeah, both of them will work fine. Yeah, 3914. Yeah, both of those volumes contain this chapter. Shashvat Swarupa Mahasa Eva Nipita Beda Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai Vishva Udbhava Stiti Layeshu Nimita Lila Rasaya Te Nama Idam Chakrama Ishvaraya Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai Vishvod Bhavasti Laeshu Nimita Lila Rasayate Nama Idam Chakrimeshvaraya
Rashayate Nama Idam Chakrama Vaharaya
Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai
Mohaya Buddha Dishanaya Nama Parashmai
Vishvod Bhavasti Layeshu Nimita Lila
Vishvu Bhava Shiti Yeshu Nimita Lila
Rasayate Nama Idam Chakrimeshvaraya
Rashayate Nama Idam Chakrameshvaraya
Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda
Shashvarupa Mahasaiva Napita Veda
Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai
Dishanaya Nama Parashmai
Vishvod Bhavasti Layeshu Nimita Lila
Vishvobhava Shiti Lashitla Yeshu Nimita Lila
Rasayate Nama Idam Chakrimeshvaraya
Rashate Nama Idam Chakrame Parashvaraya.
If you'd like to lead, Rasamrita.
Shashvat Sharupa Mahat Sheva Nipita Beda
Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda
Mohaya Buddha Dishanaya Namai Parashmai
Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai
Vishvo Vishvo Bhava Shviti Layeshu Nimita Lila
Vishvod Bhavasti Layeshu Nimita Lila
Rasha Te Nama Idam Chakra Paraya
Rasayate Nama Idam Chakrimeshvaraya. Hare Krishna. We're studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 14. Shashvat, eternally, Svarup, transcendental form, Mahasa, by the glories, Eva, certainly, Nipita, distinguished, Beta, differentiation, Mohaya, unto the illusory conception, Bodha, self-knowledge, Dishanaya, intelligence, Nama, obeisances, Parasmai, unto the transcendence, Vishva Udbhava, creation of the cosmic manifestation, Stiti, maintenance, Layeshu, also destruction, Nimitta, for the matter of, Lila, by such pastimes, Rasaya, for enjoyment, Te, unto you, Nama, obeisances, Idam, this, Chakrima, do I perform, Ishvaraya, unto the Supreme. Translation. Let me offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Transcendence, who is eternally distinguished by his internal potency. His indistinguishable impersonal feature is realized by intelligence for self-realization. I offer my obeisances unto him who by his pastimes enjoys the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The Supreme Lord is eternally distinguished from the living entities by his internal potency, although he is also understood in his impersonal feature by self-realized intelligence. Devotees of the Lord, therefore, offer all respectful obeisances unto the impersonal feature of the Lord. The word rasa is significant herein. The rasa dance is performed by Lord Krishna in the company of the cowherd damsels at Vrindavan, and the personality of Godhead, Garbhodakashai Vishnu, is also engaged in rasa enjoyment with his external potency by which he creates, maintains, and dissolves the entire material manifestation. Indirectly, Lord Brahma offers his respectful obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, who is factually ever engaged in rasa enjoyment with the gopis, as confirmed in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad in the following words. Parardante so bhujata gopavesho me purusha purastad avir babuva. The distinction between the Lord and the living entity is definitely experienced when there is sufficient intelligence to understand his internal potency, as distinguished from the external potency by which he makes possible the material manifestation. Om Gyanatimirandasya Ginanjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saganaragnatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshware Vishamanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Panchakalpatayupyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasavi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarile Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 3 Chapter 9 Text 14 Shashvat Swarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Beda Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai Vishvod Bhavas Ditilayeshu Nimitta Lila Rasayate Nama Idam Chakrimeshvaraya. Let me offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Transcendence, who is eternally distinguished by his internal potency. His indistinguishable, impersonal feature is realized by intelligence for self-realization. I offer my obeisances unto him who, by his pastimes, enjoys the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Hare Krishna. So some themes here are rasa. Here's Rasamrita Devi Dasi. This morning while chanting japa, we ran into Rash Prakash, a devotee who I know, going back deep into the early 90s. And his son is Abhi, and my son is Abhi, and they were best friends. And so Rasa means relationship. Rasa means relationship. And themes here are intelligence and distinctions. That's a major theme in Sattva, distinctions. Knowledge is power. Knowledge or intelligence means the capacity to make distinctions in any field, whether it's cooking or sports or marketing or management or finances or in any field. One's capacity to make distinctions, find subtle distinctions, determines our personal power and our effectiveness and our mastery and proficiency. And okay, so it's Prabhupada writes here, devotees of the Lord therefore offer all respectful obeisances unto the impersonal feature of the Lord. Okay, so you know, so we focus so much on Bhagavan, the personal feature of the Absolute, and there's a purport in the Bhagavad Gita I like to cite a lot, where Srila Prabhupada says there's the impersonalists and there's the personalists, and then there's the devotees, meaning indicating that a genuine devotee of Krishna, one who's realized themselves as devotees of Krishna, is not in any camp. I'm in this group. A genuine servant of Krishna appreciates all aspects of the Absolute. Vedanti tattva vidas tattvam yajganamadvayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. That's arguably the key verse in all the Vedas. It's a key verse in Bhagavatam, 1 to 11, for Pandits who want to know the verse number, 1 to 11. Prabhupada quotes it profusely. It describes learned transcendentalists who realize the absolute truth, call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma, or Bhagavan. So it's one substance. It's one substance with different facets, personal, localized, and non-personal. And that's kind of right in the middle of a series of 19 verses that Prabhupada quotes a lot. I think, starting next weekend, Mother Malini will be giving a 6-week course on that series of verses like that. So that verse is like right there. It's like a keystone there. There's another purport in Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada says, it's the verse 7.8 Bhagavad Gita, Rasoham Apsukonteya Prabhasmi Sasisurya Pranavasara Vedeshu Shabdake Purusham Nrishu. And that Krishna says, I am the taste of the water, I'm the light of the sun and the moon. I'm the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I'm ability in humans. I'm the sound in ether. So how we can realize. So Prabhupada says in the purport, there's no conflict between personalists and impersonalists. So a personalist might appreciate the energy of water and the sun and the moon, and the devotee, the personalist, the devotee appreciates also the energy of the Supreme, and appreciates the person, the grace of Krishna, the person of Krishna who's giving us this water. It's giving us, just like if we are enjoying a meal, it's not just, it's just some force has provided this wonderful preparations. Now there's a person who cooked it with love and devotion. So Krishna's, so just like if there's a painting, there's a landscape, or let's say a painting of flowers or a seascape, we might, wow, we can really appreciate this painting. And we know it didn't just poof appear. Oh no, there's a painter. There's a painter. Okay. And so, yeah, who is this painter? So even the, whatever the artists are, I don't know them so well, Rembrandt or whatever, Picasso. I guess Rembrandt would be more the type to do, but Picasso is avant-garde or something like that. So, but like, flowers, like, okay, but no painter can paint anything near as beautiful as the actual magnolia, the actual azalea, the actual rose. So how can we think, oh, but there's no person behind the actual thing? No, it must be a person with even more amazing artistic sense and more amazing transcendental intelligence. So the devotee appreciates all aspect of the absolute. I'm recalling this was a lecture early on, like 1966 New York. All of Prabhupada's lectures are complete nectar. And there's some special flavor to those 1966 lectures, some special flavor, I will say. And 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 Prabhupada's talking about like spiritual culture, and he's talking about India, which said like, yeah, it's like there's more of a spiritual culture than here in Manhattan, like that. And he's talking about like the greatest gathering uh, is not a football game or something. The greatest gathering, he said, it's called the Kumbh Mela. We're in the midst of the Kuli Mela. Right? So Mela means gathering, and Kuli means community. And so, like in the Yiddish shul, English school, the idea is everyone comes together. We can see the same roots there. Yeah, we can see the same roots in kuli, as in the word school or shul. You know, like in the Jewish tradition, at least Ashkenazi Jewish tradition, you go to shul means going to synagogue. But the idea is like you're going for spiritual community. That's the idea. But yeah, same roots: kuli, school, and shul. And uh, so Prabhupada says, oh, they just have like thousands and millions of people and sannyasis. And Prabhupada says, and some of them are personalists, and some of them are impersonalists. And Prabhupada says, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Right? And like they're all dedicated to that which is transcendental to attempts at material enjoyment. Okay, now someone's going to say, but sometimes Prabhupada said it does matter. Sometimes he seems harsh and fierce towards the Mayavadis and the impersonalists. So the key here is Prabhupada and all the acharyas and a sincere follower of Prabhupada appreciates the impersonal aspect. It's called the Brahma Gyoti. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmano hi pratishtam, I am the source of the Brahma Gyoti. Okay, now where Prabhupada gets angry or fierce is where someone in the name of impersonalism, whether they're realized or not realized about the oneness of everything, that they when they deny the personality of Godhead and they insult and they insult Krishna. Oh, he doesn't even exist. He's just no. Or even if Krishna or Ramachandra appear, it's a material form, maybe a lot of sattva. So that's where Prabhupada will get fierce if those who are endeavoring to practice a non-personal path and they're actively trying to dishearten and discourage those who are inclined to serve Krishna or any of the personal expansions of Krishna. And so when they start insulting and blaspheming Krishna and saying, oh no, the Supreme can have no form and no pastimes and no qualities, it's just the undifferentiated oneness. That's where we'll see Prabhupada gets fierce, but the undifferentiated oneness, the Brahmagoti, devotees appreciate. And so differentiation. Srimad Bhagavatam starts. The second verse of Bhagavatam, another key verse for those who are into learning shlokas. Dharma pojita koitavatra paramoni matsaranam satam vejam atravastu shividam tapo charan mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni krite kim vapra ishra Sajya Vijapa Vujate Chakritbishu Shushabis Tatkshanat, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavat Purana propounds the highest truth. The highest truth is reality, distinctions. The highest truth is reality, distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. Who can say? What are the threefold miseries referred to in that verse? Everyone knows I like pop quizzes. Okay, so and so sometimes in our soft courses we'll go here. So there's miseries from the body and mind, miseries from other living entities, whether people or insects or whatever, and miseries from natural disturbances, severe storms, earthquakes, and demigods, Adidevik, Adibautik, and Adhyatmika. Adhyatmika is miseries from our own body and mind, from our mind, referencing Mark Twain. I've been through many terrible things in my life, and some of them actually happen. Meaning, this, I just had a coaching session recently where a client was just terribly tormented for several days, and then it became clearly revealed that what she was so tormented about, it didn't even exist. Like the problem didn't even exist. I mean, there are problems that exist, but then our mind will create more. So that's called Adhyatmika, Adibautik, miseries, disturbances, problems from other living entities, and Adidevik, problems from the demigods, natural disturbances. Okay. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled in the maturity of his literary career by Srila Vyasadeva, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What need is there for any other scripture as soon as one attentively and submissively hears the Bhagavatam? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully revealed and manifest in his heart. So distinguishing reality from illusion. So whether one's attempt at a spiritual path is what's called Bhagavan, personal devotion, or to merge into the Brahmagyoti, distinctions are vital to make a distinction between what's real and what's illusion. And to realize that material form, that's all. We need to make distinctions. There's that verse in Bhagavad Gita. It's the equal vision verse. Vijaya Vinaya Sampane Brahmane Gavihastini Shuniche Vasva Pakecha Pandita Samadarshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. Okay. So it means like, but they're so much different. No, but to the extent that we're realized, we make this, it's all a soul. It's all soul. There's a soul in every living entity, whether it's the drunk on the street or a learned Brahmin or a cow, an elephant, a tree, and like that. So to make that distinction, and it's like, well, honor is good and profit is good and dishonor is bad, and if my business loses money, that's bad, because that's like that's material distinctions. And so as we cultivate spiritual intelligence, then yes, then we realize the falsity of material distinctions, the falsity of material distinctions. That there's a text in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Dvaite Vajrabhajagana Sabu Manodar. Lord Chaitanya says this idea of good, bad, inauspicious in the material sense, it's all a mistake. It's all illusion. So that's important to get the falsity and the illusory nature of material distinctions, and to realize there's so and and so Lord Chaitanya, it's all bad. There's no good or bad. It's all bad, and we can make it all good, absolutely good, to the extent that we relate to the so-called good and bad of the material sphere. We relate to it with deepened enthusiasm for bhakti. Stavarajan Deki Nadeki Taramurti Sarvatrahayanija Ishtadeva Sporti. So the fully realized, called the Uttama Adhikari, which is the same consciousness as described in the Vijaya Vinaya Sampane verse, equal vision, cow, elephant, dog eater, Brahmin. So I just quoted a similar verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Uttama Adhikari is, he's not just seeing the external forms. He's realizing spirit everywhere. He's realizing spirit everywhere. And so, yes, yeah. And so, another verse from the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata ubayur apidrishtontas tvanios tat vidarshibi. Seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent there is no endurance, and of the existent there is no cessation. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. So what do you mean there's no, so the non-existent, that means material form. Well, what do you mean there's no endurance? There's a chair, and that chair is still there. Here's this body, it's enduring. No, it's not. We say, well, within 100 years it'll die, within maybe 10 years or 1 year. But we can deconstruct it more than that, right? So whether it's that chair, and it's just modern subatomic physics, the chair or this body, it's not the same chair that was there a nanosecond ago, right? The subatomic particles are colliding, but we have the illusion like that. So again, whether one's endeavoring on a non-personalist path or in bhakti, to realize the intrinsic, not falsity of the material energy. The material energy is true, it's reality, and it's eternal. The forms of the material energy are temporary at best or false. And our perception of the material energy, to the extent that we're in material consciousness, is false. I have this body, I'm David Wolf. This is mine. This is my bank account. Okay, so that's false. That's false. Okay, this is my nation. That's false. So our perception is false to the extent that we're under material energy. And so then in the impersonal path related to this verse today, we're studying Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 14, related to the verse, then that the impersonalists, they realize it's all one energy. And there's truth to that. There's truth to that. Okay, so Prabhupada emphasized devotees appreciate the impersonal aspect of the absolute. The devotee appreciates all aspects of the absolute. So just like the banyan tree example from the beginning of the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So through intelligence, distinctions, that's the theme of this verse, through intelligence, through distinctions, one can realize, oh, these fruits that are reflected on the wood there's no real figs or mangoes, it's all illusion. Oh, okay. It's all illusion. All right. And it's partial realization. And it's partial, it's incomplete. And we can say, so that's it. There are no real distinctions. So that's where Srila Prabhupada, in his purport to the first verse of chapter 15, he says, oh, but a circle has 360 degrees. So the illusory reflection, that's just 180 degrees. So then there's the real banyan tree. All right, so that's where bhakti completes the realization. Bhakti completes the realization. And then that requires further intelligence to realize distinctions. So it's distinction on non-distinction. It's like in one sense, everything's everything's all one like that. That's the Brahma Gyoti. And then on that foundation, there are spiritual distinctions there. And so that's what's described here. So Prabhupada's and Lord Brahma, they're talking about like the rasa dances performed by Lord Krishna in the company of the cowherd damsels at Vrindavan, and the personality of Godhead Garbhodakshay Vishnu is also engaged in rasa enjoyment with his external potency, by which he creates, maintains, and dissolves the entire material manifestation. Indirectly, Lord Brahma offers his respectful obeisances unto Lord Sri Krishna, who is factually ever engaged in rasa enjoyment with the gopis, as confirmed in the Gopal Tapani Upanishad. So we talk about Krishna's pastimes of amorous, loving pastimes with the gopis, or his wives in Dvarka, or Lord Ramachandra's pastimes, or Krishna's sporting pastimes with the cowherd boys, or pastimes as a little child, or pastimes with the cows and the trees in Vrindavan. So that gets into real substantial spiritual distinction. And then the point made in this verse, and it's quite a point if we're paying attention, this whole material world is also the pastimes of Krishna. So we can think, wow, he has some sort of twisted sense of humor. This is like a pastime. So like, really? Okay, so now let's unpack that. Because like we think of all of the misery and brutality and unfairness in our lives that happen to us and we do to others, and look at the news. And this is because pastime means pleasure. Pastime means pleasure. So like this is how Krishna enjoys. Now, he enjoys by dancing with the gopis and with Mother Yashoda and the cowherd boys. And at the same time, this is such a key verse. It can be, mind expansive. So we can see it, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachite Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishite. That everything's complete and perfect, including the material creation. And so we can see like Krishna, there's all these souls in the material conditioned life. That's us. All these souls, and so the whole material creation, with all of its agony and torment and fear, and like all the whole material creation, it's meant to move and inspire the souls in material conditioned life through desperation and inspiration, and some combination of the two, to move them towards real dancing, to move them towards the rasa dance. It's meant to move them towards, because Anandamaya Obhyasat, Krishna is completely self-satisfied, he's Atmarama, and he's eager to expand his bliss in blissful rasa, blissful relationships. And so this whole material world is to bring us back to expand Krishna's bliss. which to the extent we're in conditioned life and false ego, we're not really fulfilling that very well at all. So in that sense, it's Krishna's pastime. And Krishna doesn't get directly involved with material energy. He does that through the Vishnu forms, Karanar Darkashaya Vishnu, Gorvadakshaya Vishnu, Shirodakshaya Vishnu. Oh, so this is all pastime. That's what I thought. This is my pastime. This is my pastime. It just looks like I'm this I'm this fool struggling and suffering, but this is actually my pastime. It's just like I'm like play acting. So that would be a mistaken conclusion. It's Krishna's pastime. It's not our pastime. For us, this is just our foolishness, our stubbornness, our choosing darkness, choosing evil, following the Hiranyakashipu direction. It's not our pastime. Pastime is, even if we look at the common understanding of pastime, like you work, you have to work. Yeah, but on the weekends I hike in the woods. That's my pastime. I play tennis. That's my pastime. Okay, so it means like something you don't have, something you're really choosing for fun. So for Krishna, everything is pastime, sporting with the cowherd boys, and even the material creation. But we're not like in this straitjacket in the prison house and in the prison cell and getting tormented by all the disturbance. That's not our pastime. It's an important distinction. But the whole creation is designed for us to join Krishna in his pastimes, in the rasa dance. And to join Krishna in his pastimes, we need to give up any attachment to our material pastimes, to our David Wolf God project, to our endeavor to I'll be the center of the rasa dance here. I'll be the center of sporting pastimes. I'll be the master. We need to give up. And there's no force. Krishna says to Arjuna, Virmishe Tajyasheshena Yate Jasi Tataku. After speaking the entire Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Krishna says, consider carefully what I have said, and then do as you wish to do. No force, because once there's force, there's not pastime, there's not love, there's not spontaneous devotional play. So full freedom, and so to move towards joining Krishna in his pastimes, that means giving up all attachment to pastimes where I'm the center, or based on my ahankara, material ego. So so it's quite a lot of esoteric, sophisticated concepts in this verse. It really is. Now, okay, so we mentioned about Krishna and Goloka Vrindavan and the cowherd boys and the gopis and the trees, and so that's Krishna's pastime. And so that's the realm of spiritual distinctions. On the platform of sure everything's one in the sense of everything's Krishna's energy, and within that oneness, there's infinite distinction. So it requires intelligence to make distinctions, to give up material life, and both the impersonalists and personalists do that, and then further intelligence to make distinctions about the banyan tree. There's so many distinctions there. It's not complete understanding that the reflection on the water is illusion, and that's it. There is no real fruits or twigs. No, there are real fruits and twigs, and that gets into the spiritual distinctions. Another analogy Srila Prabhupada uses is just like if we're driving and in the distance on the hill or the mountain, there's a town. So from a distance, it just looked like some cloudy one blob energy. That's it. That's it. And so that's a valid realization. And if we think that's complete, that's it. It's just this cloud. It's just this kind of amorphous cloud. Well, okay, I mean that's a valid perception. It's not complete. As we get closer, we see, oh, it's not just some cloud. It's I can see a town. There's a tower. there's the football stadium and there's the municipality. We drive in closer. Oh, oh, there's Billy Johnson, and there's the postman, and we get very personal distinctions as we get, so similarly as we get closer and closer to the absolute truth, we realize more and more of the personal distinctions of the relationships, the quality, the form, the associates, the joy, the bliss there, where the bliss is not just relief from material suffering, it's bliss that comes from actually engaging in rasa with Sri Krishna, Bhagavan, Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. And so it requires, in some Sofitel programs, we'll say things like, to realize how everything's spiritual, everything's one, with no distinction, it requires intelligence to make a lot of distinctions. Okay. Actually, the impersonalist path, the genuine impersonalist paths, not the hippy-dippy, it's all one thing, but the genuine impersonalist paths coming from Shankaracharya, they're more austere than bhakti. They need to be, because in bhakti, Vishavini Vartante Niraharasya Denam Rasa Varjamasopiasya Pramajushtani Vartate. In bhakti, there's the higher taste. Impersonalists, without like kirtan and dancing and really nice prasadam, there's not the higher taste, so they need to be even more austere to realize the illusory nature of material distinctions, material happiness and distress. Right? So, yes, so it requires making distinctions, and we're guided by that, by higher intelligence, which means we connect our intelligence with Srila Prabhupada, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. That demystifies higher intelligence. So just like, oh, okay, there's many things we could do at 8:40 a.m. Eastern time. For some of you, it's afternoon. Here in Europe, I understand that. And here, here on a Saturday in June, and whatever we do, it's all the same. No, it's not. We could be sleeping. We could be engaged in drinking alcohol. We could engage in just, let's read the newspaper. No, and we make distinctions. We're studying Bhagavatam. And then we get realized in what is spirit, what is matter, what is self, what is illusion. So in order to advance means we discipline ourselves through higher intelligence, Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada's guidance, and then through those intelligent distinctions, we realize we advance spiritually, and we realize more and more the futility of trying to be fulfilled and happy in material endeavors. And we realize spiritual distinctions, relationships, the different nectarian distinctive rasas with Krishna. Now, so we're talking about Krishna, and I'll just complete, so that's quite a wonderful meditation. Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, the whole material world is also a pastime of Krishna. That's a far out concept. And so, so certainly fully recommended to meditate on the pastimes in Goloka Vrindavan. And as maybe some or all of you have heard me say, we like to emphasize what's the real mood of the rasa dance, Krishna and the gopis. The mood, Srila Prabhupada embarking on the Jala Duta. What's have to do? That's it, because that's the mood of that's the whole mood of the gopis, to bring everyone to join the rasa dance. So Srila Prabhupada doing super inconceivable heavy lifting because he cares about us. For him, he's blissful in relationship with Krishna and his spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta, but he's just spiritual desperation to bring people to Krishna. So he has 2 heart attacks on the so if we want to the extent we're sincere to join that rasa with Krishna, it means we engage here in this lifetime, in this body, with willingness to do the heavy lifting at our capacity, and always sincere to hopefully stretch our capacity, heavy lifting for us to do our sadhana as given by Srila Prabhupada and to serve Prabhupada's mission according to our inspiration and intelligence. So I'll read the verse one more time. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 14. Shashvat Svarupa Mahasaiva Nipita Veda Mohaya Bodha Dishanaya Nama Parasmai Vishvodbhavasti Tilayeshu Nimita Lila Rasaya Te Nama Idam Chakrimeshvaraya. Let me offer my obeisances unto the Supreme Transcendence, who is eternally distinguished by his internal potency. His indistinguishable impersonal feature is realized by intelligence for self-realization. I offer my obeisances unto him who by his pastimes enjoys the creation, maintenance, and dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. Thank you for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. I welcome any questions or comments at this time. Rasamrita.
Hare Krishna. I've told this story before, but I really enjoy this one lecture of Prabhupada where he talks about he's talking about Maya, and he's like, well, if there's a gardener and they invite you to their garden, and you say, oh, this is all false. you disappoint the gardener. And he's like, well, Krishna is the ultimate gardener, and so don't disappoint Krishna. Right? So this nature and all that is here is beautiful, and it is his energy, and I continue to be inspired by that. And okay, so I'm gonna put that down. And there's a something that I was curious about the whole time you were speaking, which is okay, detachment from material, and then I think, but simultaneous engagement.
Yeah.
Use it in service. Be engaged.
Yeah.
Do your duty.
Right.
And I think to myself, well, isn't that that's really the dangest thing? Because if we're engaged, our senses are engaged, and through our senses, it's so easy to become attached, right? So, flavors, the smells, the this, the that, the senses. To the extent that we focus on the objects of our senses, there's attachment, there's anxiety, and then, what occurs to me to answer that is it's okay to be desirous and to have attachment. Put that towards Krishna's service, right? So, like, as long as our focus is Krishna, then our senses are purified.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. And in our Bhagavad Gita course, we're in the beginning of chapter 18, and it deals with detachment, renunciation, austerity, penance, and said they should never be given up. The nature of the soul is to be attached. Because in like personal development circles, don't be attached, okay? The nature of self is to be attached. You're not going to get away from that. It's not intrinsically a bad thing. Our choice is to be attached to spirit or matter. So this renunciation in the bhakti spirit means renouncing the enjoying spirit. Yeah, oh, I can enjoy this flower. I can enjoy this food. I can enjoy this dancing. I can enjoy this relationship. And so the bhakti renunciation, it's not like, oh no, no flowers, no dancing, no relate. Bhakti, okay, let me engage this relationship responsibly, and let me engage in it for Krishna's pleasure. Let me offer this flower with whatever love and devotion I can muster to Krishna's pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. Let me prepare food for Krishna, and I'll honor the remnants. Okay, let me dance in kirtan for Krishna's pleasure, and then so that's the idea that we're renouncing the material enjoying spirit, and we engage in everything in full variety and in full luminous distinction and for the pleasure of Krishna. And so it's, you know, Srila Prabhupada uses this analogy we often use. The wallet, okay, we can just find the wallet on the street and we enjoy it. It's my money. That's material consciousness. Then Palgu Vairagya, which means partial renunciation, incomplete renunciation. This wallet's not mine. This driver's license, the credit cards, they're not mine. I'm going to walk away and not touch it. There's something noble about that. But the full renunciation, where we feel most in integrity, oh, this wallet's not mine, but it is someone's. Let me return it to the owner. It's for him to enjoy these credit cards. Okay, so as we, so the owner of all the wallets is Krishna. And so the idea is whether it's this body, this mind, this house, my house, realizing it's not my house, it's for Krishna's enjoyment. So, if I want to really be spiritual, I should go to the forest and live in a cave and not be in house. No. Houses are also Krishna's energy. Let's cultivate realization of the art and science, how to use the car and the house and the jewelry and communication skills in Krishna's service. That's complete, perfect renunciation.
Hey Krishna, there was an older problem at the Kuli Maya who said something to me like, yeah, so it's not about being the king and having the castle and you know, whatever, but we serve the king, and so we get to be in the castle and we get to have the king food and this sort of thing. And my experience so far in bhakti has been that there's so much relishment and there's so much more quality of life and experience in service than I ever had trying to be the controller and trying to be the willful doer.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that analogy. We could say, and related to this verse, the material sphere, the vast material sphere, is also part of the kingdom of God. We can say like we're like on the outskirts, and then the internal energy. That's like we're in the palace itself, the courtyard, and the special chambers. Okay, so then with intimate relationship with the king and the queen. Thank you, Rasamita. Any other comments or questions? Srimad Bhagavatam ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.